Hey guys, what is up? It's Duncan, and today I have a full wrap up on the iPhone 3GS. I'm sure everyone knows the iPhone 3GS is new. I mean, everybody that's something, but I'm going to go in depth. I'm going to go. I spent a few days. Most of the specs are out, all the pricing, and a lot of the pros and cons are out. So I'm gonna try to go over as many as I can, and try to help you guys out and decide if you want to go ahead and buy one or not. So let's get this one started. Okay, guys. So as everyone knows, the iPhone 3GS was announced and showing all kinds of new features, such as the new camera with video recording, much faster specs, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to go over some of it, try to help you guys out, and see if you want to go ahead and upgrade or not. Um, Now, I'll go ahead and run through some of the base features just in case you don't know. It's going to be available, and this is the subsidized price, the which everyone's talking about. This is the price that if you're a brand new customer or whatever, not if you have a iPhone 3G or you're currently under a contract. Anyway, so the iPhone 3GS will be available in 16 gigabyte version for $199 and 32 gigabyte version for $299, which is very similar to the iPhone 3G, except it's got obviously more memory, 16 and 32 compared to 8 and 16. Now I'm going to go into some of the more just wrap up. Now I will say this is not 100% confirmed, but I would definitely bet on it. There's a leak, I guess a couple days ago. Basically, it's from T-Mobile. Basically said that the CPU and RAM were really ramped up. Basically, the RAM was doubled from 128 to 256, and the processor was from 400 to 600 megahertz. That's a big deal. AT&T, I mean not AT&T. Apple had been talking that obviously that the iPhone will be 2 times faster than all this, and when you see those kind of specs, definitely it does make sense. That's kind of in line with what I was thinking. So I guess I was right. Anyway, okay, so let me just go through some of the things. I've had a couple questions, and I'm gonna try to answer as many as I can. One of them was, what does the S stand for? The S stands for speed. Not the best name in my opinion, but hey, whatever. Yes, it is the iPhone 3G S, or the 3G speed. I don't think anybody would call it that, but that's what it stands for. It's got the new processor. Like I said, it's basically about 50% faster. Apple claims it's up to 2 times faster than the 3G. See here, launching messages is like over 2 times faster. Loading the New York Times and Safari is almost 3 times faster. Oh, and it loads SimCity like 2 times faster, I believe. And it also consumes less power, which is good because the battery life is up. That was one thing I was really surprised about. It's got, obviously, battery technology is continuing to evolve, and it gets better and better. But what I was surprised at was that it's got much better, all the better processor, better memory, and generally more upgraded specs. And then it's got much better battery life than the 3G. So I thought that was very cool, because the iPhone, both iPhone and iPod have kind of poor battery life. So adding a couple extra hours is a pretty big deal. Anyway, okay, now let me get into one of the bigger things. Probably, well, between not quite as big as the processor in my opinion, but still very big, is the camera. They increased the megapixels from 2 to 3, which 3 is not bad. I mean, I have an old digital camera that has 3, and to think that you can get that in a cell phone that's like what, half an inch thick, that's pretty cool. Let me run through some of the things. It's got autofocus, auto exposure, and auto white balance. Now those are pretty important. They're not absolute necessities. You could take okay pictures with the normal 2 megapixel camera on the iPhone 3G, but believe me, you looking at some of these pictures that have been taken, and just knowing these specs, this is going to take some really nice pictures. I think like digital cameras. Very very nice. One of my really pretty cool things is that you can tap to focus, and that's pretty cool, I think, because instead of having to mess around with, maybe some menu or whatever, Apple kept it nice and clean. You just tap it and you're good. It's got special macro and low light modes. Low light's a big deal because obviously the 3G had a kind of didn't take that great night pictures a lot of the time. And then it has photo and photo and video geotagging. That's a mouthful. Anyway, and then the main thing is video. And from what I've seen, they showed a little bit of video, and looking at the specs on it, it looks pretty good. With the 3GS, the camera's going to be more optimized for it. It's going to shoot nice 30 frames per second with the same autofocus, auto white balance, and auto exposure as the normal camera. It's going to be very cool. One of my favorite things, actually, that I was not expecting at all, was actually you can edit. And, well, it's slightly misleading. You're basically just trimming it. But that's still a very cool thing that you can do automatically on your device just by twisting and pinching and everything. Now, one of the bigger things is that the graphics are going to be very improved between the upgraded RAM, which I'm really excited about having extra RAM because you always run into running out of memory, and because all the applications are made to run 128 megabytes of RAM, when you put it on a device with 256, I doubt that until the applications really start being optimized for the 3GS, I bet that all these applications, you won't see any memory freezing, glitching, besides what would be normally. So that's a really cool thing. It's going to have some new 3D graphics support, which will mean much faster and some really nicer looking 3D games. Now, there's some slight problems with that because if they really optimize it for 3GS, obviously it might not work for the 3G or look worse. So it depends. It'll probably be a little while before people really start just forgetting the 3G and putting it all on the 3GS. Then one thing I'll go over real quick. Everybody's probably seen it. The design. I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of change in the design, but there was no change. There was a very slight change, but it's not. It looks almost identical. You can look at a picture of a 3G and a 3GS, and it'll take you a while to tell them apart, which, I don't know. The iPhone is very recognizable. People look at it and go, oh, that's an iPhone. So I understand that they didn't want to change it a lot, but I don't know. Anyway, let me just run over a couple of the special features just really quickly. It's got a magnetometer compass, which basically you have a compass application, and then Google Maps will let you change your orientation. You've got voice control, which is a very cool feature that you can just speak to it, say, I want to listen to Green Day, and it will start playing Green Day. Same with calls, all kinds of stuff. That should be cool, provided it works pretty well. Nike Plus support, everybody was expecting that. And then you can zoom in on text, invert video, and then voice over whenever you touch whatever's on the screen. That's nice just because it adds some accessibility to it that really wasn't there before. I'll run over the battery life, a couple of the specs real quick. With the 3G, you had 6 hours of internet over Wi-Fi. The 3GS is 9 hours. Video was 7, now 10. 24 hours of audio compared to 30. And 2G talk time, 10 hours compared to 12. For whatever reason, the 3G talk time is the exact same at 5 hours. I totally don't get that because you would think that with the bigger battery and everything, so maybe it's got a more powerful 3G antenna. Or actually, it does, but I guess it takes more power or whatever. Anyway, now I won't get into the whole pricing. A lot of people are really mad about that. What I will do is, in the description, look, there's a really great video by John for Lakers. Check that out. He totally explains it very nicely. And I agree with him 100%. I won't even begin to get into it. Just go watch that video, and he really does it nicely. Well, that's just about my my wrap up of the 3GS. Definitely stay tuned. I will have more videos. It will be coming out here very soon, so on June 19th. So definitely watch out for some more videos, and I will be talking about it. And yeah, be sure to check out Zizzer.com for the latest app reviews, iPhone and iPod Touch news, tips and tricks for your device, jailbreaking information, and more. Thanks for watching.